is gang-related terrorism. That's what they're classifying this, and they've confirmed this. Gang-related terrorism. We'll get more clarification on what that means, but we do know that they're saying it started in the parking lot of Walmart, it continued inside Walmart, then to Sam's, and then inside of Cielo Vista Mall. No deaths at the mall, and that it is no longer an active scene at the mall in terms of the search for an active shooter, but there is still one suspect that they have not apprehended.
And they don't know, that person is on the loose, could be dead, could be alive. They don't believe this person is armed. They're continuing to say there is no imminent threat. However, they believe that all the clips and magazines that these people had with them have been accounted for. The fact that it is now being classified as gang-related terrorism explains acutely why Homeland Security has such a heavy presence now. Homeland Security handles terrorism, both domestic and international. This is to what degree of coordination these people were involved in is yet to be determined. What the exact motive a gang-related terrorism act would involve preying on innocent people trying to do their back-to-school shopping yet remains to be seen. But we do know that there is one suspect on the loose. They will probably retain more information about that suspect from the suspect they have in custody. Again, an Hispanic male is all that we have for the description of that person. His age, his name, his nationality, anything else about him is unknown at this time. All we know about that person is that he is in custody. He is alive.
We're getting an update from police in about 5 minutes, so we will have more information about, more clarity about the information that we've learned so far. I can tell you, Erica, and I've been doing this job more than 20 years now, and I've never heard gang-related terrorism. I've heard things classified as gang-related, and if it's an terrorism, but I've never heard gang-related terrorism.
Nor have I. I think between you, me, and Shelton, we probably have about 100 years in this business, and that is true. That is a very unique aspect of what is happening here today. We're also in a very unique situation in that El Paso is not notorious for a gang problem. The El Paso Police Department has a gang unit, and it handles that aspect of law enforcement extraordinarily well.
Could be just the
so what this may have stemmed from is very interesting because El Paso isn't known to have a local gang problem. Do we know that there are prison gangs and other kind of gangs that run with drug traffickers in this area? Yes. Do we know that that is in any way connected to this? No. And it doesn't make sense, as you mentioned, on any level, nor is it anything that that we've heard of on any scale in our country before, that an act of terrorism on any level would be designated as gang-related terrorism.
Another in just a string of questions that we have that hopefully will be answered when we hear from police and that update that we're expecting in a few minutes. Erica mentioned that this is, of course, national, international news now. El Paso becoming a trending hashtag on Twitter as a result of this horrific, terrible incident. Just some tweets that are out there. Of course, we heard from the mayor earlier, and we saw him up on the screen. There's also, strangely, or not strangely, but uninterestingly, Democratic presidential candidate Pete Buttigieg, the mayor of South Bend, Indiana, tweeted, he said, "My grandmother used to take me to Cielo Vista Mall. Now it's one more mass shooting scene. How many more must we grieve before we act?" Now that's, I didn't realize that Mayor Buttigieg had a connection to El Paso, but there it is, and it unfortunately is come to light as a result of this tragedy. His Democratic rival in the presidential campaign, a former congressman here from El Paso, Beto O'Rourke, has tweeted, "Truly heartbreaking. Stay safe, El Paso. please follow all directions of emergency personnel. We saw the mayor's tweet. There's the Beto O'Rourke tweet. There's Pete Buttigieg's tweet. The tweet from Mayor DeMargo that we heard from earlier, talking about how him and his wife Adair are devastated by these tragic events. And again, this is sadly El Paso becoming the focal point today of the ongoing debate over gun violence in this country. And surely, this will refocus and reinvigorate that debate. But remember, this was a week ago that a similar situation unfolds in Gilroy, California. Three lives lost there. The gunman killed in that incident. But here in El Paso, this is beginning to take on a much larger scope because the number of dead are already much higher, 10 or more, and 30 injured.
So there are, Robert, you were looking at the surveillance footage that was coming in from the Walmart that indicates that, and again, this is not confirmed official footage. This is footage that is starting to circulate that we cannot show you yet because we want to get this confirmed. But it appears to be a surveillance snapshot, so to speak, of a shooter going into the Walmart carrying an AR, a long rifle with protective gear on his ears, which is odd. But we're about to hear from El Paso Police Department what else they can tell us about what has happened this morning. But it appears that the shooter may have gone into the Walmart.
So we're going to hear now from El Paso Police spokesman.